Like a magnet, we're drawn back to Mott, North Dakota, this time roaming the knolls and coulees in search of sharp-tailed grouse. I also introduce a new friend to the upland nation and the West with lots of walking. I'm Scott Linden, and today as the National Shooting Sports Foundation presents Wingshooting USA, we freelance some public ground near this state's badlands. It's better known for ringnecks, but might produce sharpies too. Lace your boots tight. Unlike some of our trips, when we visit the Tail Feather Inn, we're always kind of winging it. I don't mind because it always turns out right, but this is one of those cases we were in effect pioneering some of the sharp-tailed grouse country near Mott, North Dakota. If you'd like to pioneer with us, we're heading for the Ruggs Ranch on this year's Take Your Kid Hunting Sweepstakes. Visit wingshootingusa.org and find out how you can win a horseback chucker hunt in Northeast Oregon. Mott is a fly speck on the map, even in North Dakota, but as a jumping off point for bird hunting, it should have a big red star. From Mark Wiegand's Tail Feather Inn, we went north and west toward the Little Missouri National Grassland. Mark is as positive a person as you'll meet and always up for a new hunting challenge. My North Carolina friend Joe Exum owns Happy Jack and wanted to try Western hunting for the first time. John helps Mark at Tail Feather Inn, had a bit of local knowledge we put to use. Same for Tom, who came out from Minnesota to pitch in along with his Brittany. What the heck? We put 5 dogs on the ground, including Buddy and his 6-month-old grandnephew, Manny. If nothing else, they'll get some exercise. I guess that could be true.
They're pointing over there, that Brittany.
Everybody be mindful of where everyone else is. See if anything happens. Good boy. Manny, all right. He was backing. Backwards, but he was backing.
When you're cresting the hill, that's when we want to be exceptionally quiet, because we want to surprise them, especially if the dog's birdie around the crest of that hill. That dog on point, I move your feet fairly fast. That's what they want, not this high stuff so much as this lower stuff. That's what they're attracted to, I guess.
Wire hair somewhere over here. Hey, watch the break right here. Nope. There was a cubby up here, I'll bet. Where's the leftovers? Good dog. That's where it was.
Yeah.
Look at those tails, Joe. Look at that puppy tail. Yeah, they're smelling. That's a good smell.
Well, I think our best bet is just keep cresting every hill that has cover on it, like right there, and then go back.
So we did. Believe it or not, there are plenty of hills in North Dakota, and we climbed most of them. Old scent got the dog's interest on many of the knolls, so thumbs stayed close to safeties. Where crops and wild public grasslands would meet, we just kept walking. Much of North Dakota's private land is open to hunters under the PLOTS program. Mark Griffon gets the first real find of the day. If it flies, Tom's over there. Shoot this way. There it goes! Good dogs. There's your first sharp tail. Let me call back my mutt.
Joe, he saw 2 birds, that was only one. The second one's probably right here, so keep your eye on those dogs. You better move this way.
Okay. Yeah. When we shoot in a group, if you're on the right side, you shoot from the middle to the right.
Oh.
Ready, leave it!
That's the sage grouse with claws.
You'll never catch him. That's why those trainers are here. Had dinner next to some pro dog trainers, field trial trainers last night. They're all out here on the prairie early in the season or even summertime because the puppies learn to point, but just as importantly, they learn that they can never catch these flying wild birds. Wingshooting USA is brought to you in part by the National Shooting Sports Foundation and its initiative, wingshootingusa.org. Cabela's, world's foremost outfitter of fishing, hunting, and outdoor gear. Happy Jack, kennel-tested dog remedies. Truck Vault, secure vehicle storage solutions. And the Upland Nation Preferred Lodges. Visit preferredlodges.com and book your trip of a lifetime. When we think of North Dakota, we think of pheasants most of the time. So when Mark Wiegand called and invited us to the Tail Feather Inn to hunt sharptails, I dropped everything and said yes, of course. Always up for an adventure when we head for Mott, North Dakota, so hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you'd like to enjoy a hunt with us, visit wingshootingusa.org and enter our Take Your Kid Hunting sweepstakes. We're going to Ruggs Ranch in Northeast Oregon for a horseback chucker hunt. Speaking of winning, while you're there, take the survey, ask me a question, any question, and one of you is going to win a prize every week on the show, including congratulations to Mike Donnell. He asks this question: why does my dog ignore commands in the field that he knows so well in the yard? Well, Mike, I'll have the answer for you and everybody else later in the show. Here's some of the gear I like for this type of hunting. A Fausti Dea SL 20 gauge shotgun, Kent Cartridge's Ultimate Fast Lead ammo in size 6, a Filson SPF shooting shirt, and a temporary dog collar tag with my cell phone number on it. Download a free copy of the Ultimate Upland Checklist at scottlindonoutdoors.com. I find a dead sharptail under that hog. It's too early in the day to be jaded by so much old scent. The prospect of an imminent flush looms in the back of everyone's minds until at least lunchtime. Tom's Brit seems to have the most sensitive nose.
Come on, wire boy.
Maybe because he was closest to the ground.
Yeah, hitting that edge. Okay.
I wonder if Joe thinks we're crazy walking so far for false points and a solitary bird here and there. Manny is still learning his way around the prairies, including the lesson that some game are just not worth chasing.
They're going, Joe.
Yeah, he'll bust
Go.
it if there is.
Oh, another
There's
deer.
a deer. Leave it! Manny, no!
Oh.
He did team up with his uncle periodically, backing on this fleeting hen pheasant find. Oh, there it goes, it's our hen. It's a lot of country. I'm glad we have so many dogs for the fun factor, if nothing else. They're getting along well, and we can spread out a little bit too.
Yeah. I think they're cherry picking like us, figuring, well, we'll just go right over that road. That's probably where they went. There's no way they could be where we just were. We're too good. A lot of testosterone in those dogs, even the females.
Watch him now, though.
Locked up
silently.
here. Locked up here.
I bet that's that owl again.
Moving her head. I think it's a young pheasant or a hunt. Probably a young pheasant, a really young pheasant. Whew. So, more than likely. Oh, another young rooster right there, young rooster. Yeah, we're right in the middle of them. But we want a Sharpie. We think, Abby, good girl. They're not supposed to be here. We're doing something else.
It's mid-September. The only fair game is sharptails, but a return trip once pheasant season opens is already on the calendar.
There they go.
Oh crap.
Got one.
Oh, good shot, John.
All right. Got him. I said I got a shot, but it was a long way away.
Well, that was your first sharptail, Joe. Too bad you didn't bring it down.
Nobody will know the difference at home. Now they will.
Yeah.
Good girl. Good girl.
Good boy, Manny. So far, we've flushed sharptails, pheasants, an owl, a hawk, and a whitetail, only in North Dakota.
Boy, that'll get your heart rate up.
Buddy, let's go. Well, how about a soda?
Yeah.
Let's go to the truck. And of course, that's when the hens showed up. Well, both wire hares have tracked a half dozen hen pheasants already. Now I got to get them back so we can find the sharptails.
How does the dog distinguish? I mean,
Doesn't.
and he will continue to, pursue the pheasant, or how do you get them back to the sharptail?
Well, ideally, they're going to give up on chasing. Some dogs are steady. I don't know any like that. But most of them, when they chase, they'll come back eventually and they'll work the next bunch of birds, whether it's sharpies or pheasants or Hungarian partridge.
So they don't know that we're hunting for sharptail.
No. A former Catholic convent, Tailfeather Inn is a comfortable home base for hunting this part of North Dakota. And who can't use a little divine intervention? North Dakota is hunter-friendly. You'll feel welcome in every bar and cafe in the state. Tailfeather can put you in touch with local landowners glad to share their property with sportsmen, too. We head for higher ground next on Wingshooting USA. You're the good boy. At least he is now. On this trip, we actually had quite a bit of a scare. Buddy took off tracking a female pheasant up and over a hill. Took us about an hour to reconnect down at the truck, but all's well that ends well. If you'd like to join us, we're going to the Ruggs Ranch in Northeast Oregon for a chucker hunt on horseback. That's the grand prize in the Take Your Kid Hunting Sweepstakes. Go to wingshootingusa.org for more information and to enter to win, as well as ask me a question, just like Mike Donnell did. Mike asked about why his dog ignores commands in the field that he knows so well in the yard. Well, Mike, the fact is, most dogs are what they call place learners. If you want your dog to respond in the field, you probably need to practice in a lot of other locations first. In fact, the pros will tell you it'll take 7 locations before a dog is pretty much rock solid on any command. Thanks for asking the question. You've won a real bird bumper just for writing in. Buddy and Me is brought to you by Truck Vault. Dog training isn't play. In fact, if you're a field trialer, it's serious business. But kiddie toys can help your dog grow up when the real thing simply isn't available. Teaching steadiness? Birds are best, but when you can't use pigeons or game birds, try this balsa wood airplane. At $2 a piece, they're a bargain. Whether you're introducing a pup to gunfire, live in suburbia, or just feel funny taking out a real gun, draw, partner, and use this cap pistol. It's not as loud nor as realistic looking as my Fausti shotgun, but it's better than saying, bang. As the old song says, ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. But when you need to train and you don't have the real thing, look to your child's toy box for inspiration.
Do sharptails and pheasants habitat the same environment, or?
Sharpies are not near as much of an edge bird. You saw those pheasants right at the edge of the cut field there. They like to go from one side to the other.
Okay.
Sharptails prefer pretty much rolling prairies of the same kind of cover.
Do they eat the same thing? I mean,
No.
They don't?
Sharptails will eat more insects than pheasants. Pheasants are kind of a grain bird. That's why they like field edges.
I see. So this is the edge that you're talking about right in here.
Exactly. You know, pheasants will sometimes hide in here, and then they'll come back out here
to eat.
Waste wheat right here. They'll come out and eat that. But they don't want to come out here for long because Coyotes and hawks and humans can see them pretty easily. Now, if I could only see my dog. So while I searched high and low for Buddy, everybody else went in the opposite direction and got into birds, of course. Wow.
Yes.
A deja vu from our last hunt test. Manny hadn't been force broke to retrieve yet, though I probably didn't need to tell you that. Hey, Manny, come on, let's go. Woo-hoo-hoo. I got him. Abby the Griffon was on her game today.
Yeah, fetch it. Good girl. That's a girl. No, I don't want to shoot that way.
On that last point, the bird was to my right, and so was Mark. And the temptation is to get in front of the dog, because, as Mark said, oftentimes the sharptails are in front of the dog.
Very much so.
And in quail hunting, you don't do that. You try to stay parallel or even with the dog. Should I go forward?
Yeah, you should. If on a pointing dog, once the dog points, our job is generally, most people think it's the human's job to flush the bird. So what we're going to try and do, once the dog locks up, swing wide on the dog so you don't tempt him to walk alongside you, and go in however is safe and appropriate for where you think the bird's going to fly. That's the key. Figure out, based on where the dog's nose is pointing, where the bird probably is, swing around, and then walk in and fly the bird.
But in general, a sharptail is further in front of the point than, say, a quail.
A quail, most likely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure would like to put a bird in Joe's bag. We'll see. Next on Wingshooting USA.
Manny had his own misadventures on this trip. He did great pointing his first sharptail ever in his life. Went downhill from there, ended up with him basically deconstructing that bird before we got it back from him. Maybe you can relate. We're working on the force fetch thing, that's for sure. If you'd like to work on bringing one of your kids along, join us for the Take Your Kid Hunting Sweepstakes. Enter to win at wingshootingusa.org. We're going to the Ruggs Ranch for chucker hunting on horseback.
Truck Vault cares about conservation, canines, and kids. The North American Grouse Partnership wins when you vote at truckvaultcares.com. You could win anything from a truck vault to a Fausti shotgun. Tell your friends, too. Every vote raises money for 6 great groups, thanks to Wingshooting USA and Truck Vault.
Try and get a bird out of this.
At the foot of North Dakota's Badlands, multiple use still rules on the Little Missouri National Grassland. Can we all just get along?
Those are mini Badlands. This is fascinating country and a dramatic change from where we were earlier today.
Yeah, we're on the edge of what they call the Badlands, North Dakota Badlands, so it's still navigable by us aging bird hunters. But a lot of natural habitat.
And it's your tax dollars at work.
There you go. And this just one particular piece is 7 miles that way and about the same that way, so it's just a lot of habitat to cover.
We're not going to walk all 7 miles, are we?
I hope not. Not without flashlights on our barrels, I think.
Oh, we're all going to take credit on that one. Did you guys see that? That thing got up way over there, and everybody had a crack at it.
Nice shot, Joe.
And the Brittany got the retrieve. The Brittany brought the bird to Joe. That Brit knows who really hit the bird. It's Joe's first prairie grouse. Welcome to North Dakota. Good job. It's the biggest bird we've shot today. What do I mean, we?
Has been a team effort, hasn't it?
Now, Joe's been blooded in our favorite sport, roamed the stunning terrain, and fallen under the spell of hunting dogs. His curiosity and energy made this day in the field more than simply pulling triggers and making meat. It reawakened the sense of discovery that started me down the path he's just set foot on. Opening one's eyes and mind to the possibilities of each hunt, always different and with the potential for magic, is really why we go, isn't it? When I ask experienced hunters what they like most, invariably they say it's welcoming a newcomer to the upland nation. Seeing the smile on Joe's face after that last bird, I agree wholeheartedly. Wild places, civilized friends, dogs that give us their all, sometimes that's what fortifies us through the long, hot summers until the leaves turn and the hunt beckons. Ross Young calls this painting paradise for good reason. Intense dogs plus gaudy birds equal adrenaline rush. It's where I want to be. I'm Scott Linden. Thanks for watching. See you on Facebook. The best advice I've ever received when chukar hunting: don't give up altitude. Even when they flush, they'll end up about the same elevation around that ridgeline. Speaking of advice, pro dog trainer Bryce Mann knows how to develop the potential of your hunting partner. Hey, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook, then get tips, advice, and even argue about side-by-sides versus over and unders, all at scottlindonoutdoors.com. I'll see you there. Yeehaw! We straddle a saddle and chase South Dakota birds from Horse Feathers Lodge near Pier. How do you slow them down?
Pull back.
All right. I'm Scott Linden, and guess what? I didn't fall off.
Let's go.
Even shot a few Sharpies and prairie chickens while hunting, just like the pioneers did as they crossed the plains 150 years ago. This is more fun than you should be allowed to have with your boots on. I'll see you next time on Wingshooting USA.
I'm ready for a sarsaparilla.